In this video, we'll see how to mount a Vue app. So here I am in CodePen, and I'll click on Settings. I've got a new CodePen open, and I'll just simply click the search with the JavaScript tab active, and I'll type Vue. I'll click on the provided result, and I'll click Save and Close. So now we're loading the vue.js library in our CodePen. And every Vue app needs an entry point in our HTML. So let's give it this entry point by simply saying div id equals, and then we'll close the div, and we'll give it some mustache syntax, and we'll say this comes from Vue. Alright, now in our JS, I'll simply say var coding daily equals new Vue, and that's our Vue constructor, and we'll pass this constructor an options object, this options object right here. So let's expand it, and we'll give it two values, the EL value and the data value. The EL value is the entry point to our app, so here I'm going to simply type coding daily, and I'm going to give it a hash here, which signifies that I'm targeting an ID with the value of coding daily in our HTML. So I'm going to give it this ID attribute right here, is signified by this hash, and the value of this attribute is coding daily, which is written right here. So this EL is the entry point, the element into which the Vue app, this Vue app, will be mounted. Now we can use the data object that we have right here, and I'll say this comes from Vue. And I can simply give it any value that I want inside these double quotes. So I'll say whatever I want I can add here, and that's what appears. So basically, when we say to mount a Vue app, what do we actually mean? Alright, so let's give it a comment here, and we'll say to mount a Vue app is to show it to the user. That's it. And what we actually mean by that is to update the DOM from Vue's virtual DOM. That's all there is to it. So when we say that we want to mount a Vue app, we're actually saying we want to show it to the user. And the app gets mounted when Vue's virtual DOM needs to update the actual DOM. And one more tip before we close this video, you don't have to use this right here. You can use a constructor without actually putting it in a variable. So let's simply select everything, and now we're just gonna comment out this variable, and we're still gonna have the same result. And we can see that this still works by simply changing the value right here to something else, and it's going to update automatically. So let's save this, and that's basically it, how to mount a Vue app.